This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey guys, Rez the Collector here with my third video of the day. Um, this is really going to be a review of the Ed McGuinness, I said it right, Ed McGuinness Superman. Um, Now I've got the Last Son Superman out here as well, and the reasoning for that is I had been stating I was going to do a review of him, and I planned on it. I love the figure. He's an awesome figure. Let me just move him a little over to the side real quick. We're just going to talk about him for a minute. I had him out when I did my top 10 list. The life of me right now, I can't tell you where he fell. I think he was third, maybe? Fourth? Something? But after I finished the top 10, I put all the figures away except for him, because I was planning on doing the review. Because I had been stating in, I believe, a review preview, and all I said that the review of this guy was coming. Now, when I was just messing with his articulation, because after I finished the top 10, I was immediately going to do his review. I started messing with him, looking at the articulation, getting a really good look at him, and his left arm snapped off. And it wasn't a good snapped off. It wasn't just a easily fixable one. It was the hinge on this one, it's of course a ball joint, and then it's got a pin that goes into a receptacle on the torso. It was the pin portion that broke. I did glue him, and he does have at least a little bit of articulation in the arm now, because it was closer to his body, and I have got it angled out a little bit to match the other arm. But I don't know how strong that pin is. So basically, this is going to be his pose, or at least the left arm. That's where that left arm is staying. I'm not going to try and articulate that in any way, shape, or form, even so much as the elbow, because I don't want that to snap off again. But when it broke, it kind of soured me on the review of him, because I paid kind of a pretty penny for him. I paid, I think, $25, $30 for him. And I got him in package. I've got the stand, but I'm not currently using the stand. But it's always disappointing when you purchase a figure and you spend that much on it, and it's supposed to be so high quality, and that's why it's costing you this amount of money. I mean, of course, he came out a few years ago, and when he came out, I could have gotten him for cheaper at his release price, but he's a great figure. People snapped him up, so I've had to pay a little bit more for him. But even the release price was probably, what, 15, 20 bucks? So when you're paying that much for an action figure, it should not break right away. Especially since, I mean, I'm not a child. I don't play with my action figures. I may pose them for display purposes, but I'm not sitting there, whipping him around by his arms, or he's not, fighting Bizarro, and, they're punching each other, and I'm slamming the figures together. None of that is happening. When I was just articulating the arm, the fact that it snapped off, it sucked. I mean, for as much as we spend on these figures, to have it break like that, it is just, it's terrible. And I hate to say this, DC does have some quality control issues. Take the Injustice Superman 2-pack, Superman Nightwing. Just about everybody's review I've seen of that, mine, Stu's, I've seen it, I think a couple other people's, his right leg just pops right off. I mean, and it's not broken. You can put it right back on, but I don't know if when they molded it, they didn't make that cavity on the leg deep enough to where it would properly snap onto the ball joint, or what happened. But those two figures, that Superman Nightwing set, was like $25 for what is it, 4-inch scale, a little under 4-inch scale figures. So it really irritated me when the Last Son actually broke. It kind of pissed me off, honestly, because as much as we pay and as little as we move these figures around and do what we do with them just for display purposes, to have one break like that, I mean, I'm glad I wasn't a parent who bought this toy for their child, and with the child playing with it within 15 minutes, they would have broke. So there you go. I mean, it is a very cool figure. Other than that, mine does have also some paint issues. You can see here See here on his neck, he's got some paint issues. A few other places he's got some paint issues. And this is a little bit older of a figure, so DC has hopefully brought up their quality control a little bit since this guy came out. But a very cool figure, very cool very cool paint job other than the little mishaps. Very angry looking Superman, one that, you know, definitely he's not the Boy Scout looking, does have the big yellow S. So very cool Superman. That's as much as I'm going to go into him. So let's go ahead and put him aside, and carefully put him aside, and take a look at the Ed McGuinness Superman. Now, I do have, oops, sorry about that. I do have another of this body book, another of this body style, and that came in the Superman Through the Ages 2 set. You can see this one's a little taller because I got him on his stand. Same exact body style. Basically everything is identical except for basically the face, because I think even the hands, basically that those knuckles there, look like they're just painted on. Yeah. So basically the head is the only difference model-wise. You can see it's got those deep lines on there. It's very angular, very robotic. Other than that, it's the exact same body style. Now, there are, of course, some differences in paint. As you can see, they're both very dark blues. The S on the robotic Superman is smaller. And the cape, while the capes are identical mold, they're made of different materials. The cape, you can see on the metallic, is very shiny. It's a very tacky rubber. Do you remember those bouncy balls when you were a kid? It feels like that. It's very, very tacky, very sticky kind of rubber, whereas this is more of a soft vinyl. And I prefer this soft vinyl to this because whenever I touch it, it feels weird. I don't know. But let's go ahead and move him aside, because we've already looked at him in the Superman Through the Ages set. Alright. I've never been a huge fan of Ed McGuinness's work. I think mainly because I'm not a huge, anime fan. And that's what this reminds me of. It's very compact. The way the eyes look, the very angular eyebrows, the almost lightning bolt shape of the S curl, how bulky he is. It reminds me of anime style, and I've never, that stuff really came after me, because I'm a little older. But by the time my day had passed, my day was, Thundercats and G.I. Joe and He-Man. But by the time we got into the anime thing, I was a little older. So this wasn't a figure that I was really looking hard at picking up, but I got him for a decent price. And once I had the Superman Through the Ages robot figure in hand, I did come to like the body style a little bit better. It's a cool figure. It really is. And some of these things, you see pictures of them, and you really don't know until you get the figure in hand whether or not it's going to be one of your yes figures or one of the you'll go in the bottom shelf figures. He is on my top shelf along with my favorites because, like I said, it has grown on me. Now, for articulation on this figure, he does, of course, have ball-jointed arms, out to the side, up and down. He's got elbow, hand. Does not have a ball-jointed head. He is a straight swivel head, which kind of limits posability because he's always kind of looking down instead of being able to make him look up into that looking up into the sky pose that a lot of us love with Superman. Of course, same articulation for the other arm. He of course has hip rotation or articulation knee articulation, and thankfully no ankle. And he does come with the cool little Batman Superman stand, because this is Batman Superman Public Enemies, I want to say. Think so? Gonna go with that? Alright. Superman Batman Public Enemies. Not really planning on picking up any of the other figures from this set, though the Batman does look cool. Of course, they're all in the Ed McGuinness. They're all in the Ed McGuinness style. As you know, primarily a Superman collector, so he's going to be the one that I'm going to pick up. Overall, cool figure. Like I said, the body style really had to grow on me, but very happy that I've got him. Very happy I've got him in the collection. Yeah, that's about all I got for this guy. And I think I mentioned the differences between this and the Superman, the robot. I think I mentioned it already, that the S was a little bit bigger, and of course the facial differences. Alright guys, this is Rez the Collector. I do of course want to thank you for watching. Please rate and comment the video, like it, whatever. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. I do try to put out videos as often as possible. I have been slacking lately, but this is my third video of today. If you want to see the other two, it's going to be a review of the Metallic Flash and then Mattel vs. DC Episode 4, Darkseid. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.